first. So I'll upload these videos later rather than do them as a live stream. Right, so looking at the Anders decision, this was appealed. Anders thinks it was either not a penalty or it was too harsh a penalty. Stewards have watched it through again, and we have Rob Williams, one of the admins, in the stewards room as well. Everyone was in a close pack. They'd been in a close pack for a lap or two, and on the original decision this was taken into account in the mitigation. So Anders at this point was trying to follow his teammate through on the inside from car number 12. He misjudges it, runs wide, and we have an initial piece of contact with the number 12 just coming up here. Anders is then tapped in the rear as well by, I think it's car number 100. But at this point the 918 settled again, and he's half on the throttle from his own telemetry, and he now goes into the back of the number 12, turning the number 12, and at this point here he'd already committed an offence which was going to get him 5 penalty points, and I don't really see any mitigation for the fact he's tapped the number 12 at this point. Now, in the appeal, 918 saying he didn't know where car 100 was, and therefore he was worried at this point about slowing down too much in case he got rear-ended. And we took that into account yesterday. We said on the video there was a lot of cars in close proximity, and there's no way for 918 to really know where 100 is, especially as he's just had a tap in the rear. So we understand that. What we didn't like yesterday, and what your replay actually confirms to us, is that after the second contact, you went 100% throttle, even though car 12 was still in front of you. And you stayed at 100% throttle. I've just freezed it here because it just shows it, and that really annoyed us. And it was very similar to what happened in race 1 with, I think it was Alejandro Carade, who did exactly the same thing. And he got 10 penalty points for it. So what we did as stewards yesterday, we awarded you 5 for the first instant. We awarded you 5 for that third contact because you kept full throttle, as you can see. And then we mitigated the second 5 in half by saying, well, there was cars close around you, so we'll give you a bit of doubt on what you did there. But I really don't see any way that we scale that back from the 7 penalty points you were awarded. Guys, do you want to say anything?
I will just touch up a bit. For the first contact, we all know what happened, just came into hot, that's okay. Second contact also can be understood, got a tap in the rear, car is unsettled, not a lot of grip, also it's a crest, so it's even less grip. But the third contact, the driver said that he was fully committed to the corner and that he expected the car in front to also make the corner, which didn't happen, and with that he turned the car in front, which is what gave him the big penalty.
Yeah, I mean, all I can say really is I agree with the original Stewart's decision. The third contact was completely unnecessary from a driver's perspective, because I drive too in this, that it wasn't necessary. You could have backed out having more pace than the 12 car anyway and took the place later on.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. You were going to get the place at some point anyway. This was only lap 5.
Yeah.
There was a long way to go, and I think we mentioned this yesterday at some point during the video, Damien, that all the incidents seem to be in the first third of the race, and then there's a long spell for the last 2/3 where hardly anything happens once everybody settles down, and it's really just take your time getting through. You're going to get through anyway. You're a faster driver. It wasn't needed. So, based on the fact that the appeal hasn't been upheld, the 2 original stewards see no reason to change the decision, and Rob, the admin, joining us, agrees with the original decision, as per the rules, the penalty will be doubled. So it will become 14 penalty points, unfortunately, Anders.